Welcome to the stream. Today on Touhou LostWord, we're going to be taking our second look at the mysterious Touhou Hifuu LostWord. Last time, when we did play part of the Hifuu LostWord, we looked at Chapter 1, or Code B3, U of the End. And today we will be looking at the extra stage for this first chapter. Or more specifically, the story of the extra stage for this chapter, which is called The City of Kaiju. Let's find out what that is about. Being an extra stage, the new story parts are just at the bottom here. Starting with Stray Sheep. U of the End. Now that I think about it, maybe whenever I have a thought, there's someone out there who has the exact same thought as me. The same thoughts, the same feelings. My thoughts are not just my own. The information and value are shared between the ones who share the same thoughts. And that someone else need not be human. Beasts, vegetation, even stones and wind have their own thoughts, whatever those might be. Suppose a pebble that I found on the roadside happened to have the same thought as me in that very same instant. In that moment, perhaps the pebble and I share one indistinguishable existence, at least for just that moment in time. It should be impossible to read the thoughts of a pebble, but for just that moment I am the pebble, and the pebble is me. I wonder if that's even slightly referencing Koichi, whose name essentially means pebble, little rock. If that is true, then it would mean that I am never alone, and also never free. I always continue to exist as someone, somewhere. That's what they call imagination. Did you fix your wall yet? There was a giant hole in it last time we saw. Thinking about something? You could say that. This was delivered to me when I wasn't looking. A letter? How rare. You don't often see letters written on real paper nowadays. True, but take a look inside. Okay, show me. Huh? What's this? There's nothing written here. It's just a blank sheet of paper inside an envelope. And there's no address nor sender's name on the envelope either. Maybe it's a letter writing set that was sealed? Or not, because that makes no sense. Maybe it fell out of one of my books. And if that's not it, then that would mean someone came here while we were out and left the letter. That's kind of scary. Yes, I would feel a whole lot better if it was the work of some phantom or yokai. Maybe because it's nighttime, but this letter is kind of making me worried. Guess the wall was not fixed. Huh. I didn't realize it was already dark. That's because you were lost in your thoughts. Well, I can't really blame you, Li Huan, since I was also lost in reading a book until now. Wait, where's Mary? Mary? She was right beside me, absorbed in reading something else. She looks really cute when she's lost in something. Like a princess of some far-off land. Like a princess. Where's the princess? Huh? No need to worry, it's not the first time she's wandered off on her own. But we did come here with the intention of having a sleepover, so she wouldn't have gone outside. Maybe she wandered to another room. Let's go look. Yeah. This place isn't dangerous, is it? Well, this is Mary we are talking about, so I'm sure she'll be fine even if it is. This place is bigger than I expected it to be. The passage leading up to here was pretty long. The electrical system of this place isn't fully functional, so in essence the place is half in ruins. Honestly, it looks like more than half in ruins, but sure. The areas we can access are limited. Even I haven't fully explored and mapped everywhere. So it's basically like a dungeon from a video game. Sorry, I was planning on explaining all of this gradually. It's not your fault. I'm sure Mary's ardent curiosity would have led us to this exact same situation anyway. Even if you explained this earlier, so don't worry about it. It might be a blessing that most of these doors don't function. The route doesn't branch as much as it might appear to. Anyway, I'll let you lead. I wondered where the stairs going underground would lead, but I didn't expect... the ruins of a subway station. It certainly does look like a subway, but it's not. This is the place I'm using for my other research. Oh, other research? Now you've got my attention. Ah! You're looking kinda empty. Mary! Renko, is Mary alright? Yes, this is the usual pattern. I just got taken aback for a second. Huh? I was a little curious, so I came all the way here, but then I kind of zoned out all of a sudden. Huh? Do you not remember what happened? That's quite unusual. No, I can't quite remember. Sorry, Li Huan, I just barged in here without permission. No, Mary, I'm the one who should be apologizing. I should have explained, I'm really sorry. But look, I told you, didn't I? I told you she'd be fine. Case closed. So now, let's get back to our sleepover and have some fun. I think Mary had a little lamb. And that's why this is called stray sheep. But now, the mother of magic theory. A scientist conducting research on magic. Have I heard of such a person? I think they were a famous scholar. It doesn't ring any bells. Would have heard something, even if the field of study was something minor. Do you remember anything else about this professor? Maybe a name? A name. You'd think that I should at least remember their name, but I have nothing. Maybe both their first and last names were really common names. Or perhaps they were unusual, names that are difficult to read or pain to both memorize and recall. Oh, so are you saying that the name Maribel is too difficult for you to remember? I'm not that senile, you know. I'm not going to forget your name, even when I turn 100 or 1000 years old. Sheesh, Renko, stop being silly. Magic is a power that doesn't exist, right? Maybe it's related to classical physics? Ah, I don't like where this is headed. Be warned, Li Huan. What? There's a theory in old physics that says anything that can be observed can't be proven. The same as not existing at all. That's why there were only 4 kinds of forces: gravitational force, electromagnetic force, strong force, and weak force. Then it was found that these 4 forces are essentially just aspects of the same force. This triggered a chain reaction. Physical concepts were observed from a higher perspective, one after the other, and were found to be exactly the same. It was one of the greatest discoveries in the history of science. It was also the beginning of super unified physics. So that means unknown forces do not exist. No one can say for certain. That is the interesting part in all of this. I don't understand. Looking at it from a relatively psychological perspective would make things much simpler and clearer. And I'm sure you'd enjoy it more than Renko's never-ending lecture. Why don't you take over then? Newton managed to decipher natural philosophy using mathematics. This led to the emergence of classical physics. I don't think this counts as a simple explanation. Super unified physics is just another interpretation. It's nothing more than a set of principles used to interpret facts. It's just another line of thought. All academic disciplines are the same in that respect. No matter how perfect super unified physics might be, no matter how flawless it might turn out to be in the future, the interpretation of this theory changes depending on how it is perceived. The more people, the more interpretations. No, that's not academics. Scholars diligently study together to find the one real truth. But is there a single soul in this world who can say that they truly and perfectly understand all of super unified physics? Academic disciplines flirt with the boundaries of uncharted territory. Scholars don't share the same views on such things. Well, I suppose that's true. Everything in this world is based on interpretation. even if a greater genius than Hawking existed. They would fail to perfectly comprehend the intentions of the gods or God who created this world. Even if you understand that visible light with a wavelength between 640 to 770 nanometers is perceived as red light, you cannot use this knowledge to understand what it's like to see a red apple. This is an experience that can't be understood with just theory. That is what it means to be unknown. I'm not so sure. Even if the gods part was just a metaphor. That is how it is. Why can't you agree for once? Let me think it over. You two explain super unified physics and relative physiology much better than the textbooks. Oh, psychology, much better than the textbooks. Right. But is there anything useful here for your research? There are books, but wouldn't a uni library be better? Alright, we haven't told you yet. I wonder how many are aware of that incident. There probably isn't any news about it. Simply put, we are here as a part of our secret ceiling club activities. Might be too simple of an explanation, but that's what it is. Your research differs for your majors and club activities, so my research is useful for the ceiling club. The real activities are a secret. I guess they won't discuss them with me so easily. Ah, yes. Your research. Your huge library, an abundant facility, and a mysterious and expensive installation underground. What is all this? I thought you were just into theoretical research, but it seems like you also conduct experiments, right? Honestly, I'm really excited about this. That doesn't make me weird or anything, does it? In fact, it would be weird if someone wasn't excited after seeing something like this. Just look at her jabbering away. Oops. So, Li Huan, now you have to tell us about this place. Is what I'd like to say, but I'm getting really sleepy. Now that you mention it, I'm sleepy as well. All because someone wandered off looking around for you know what. They're the secret sleepy club. I have lots of spare sleeping bags, so let's sleep in one tent and lay them all out. Wow! That sounds like a lot of fun. By the way, the shower room is over there, and the closest toilet is that way. Noted. Well, today was quite eventful. I'm really happy that Renko and Mary have started visiting regularly. But I doubt they will ever talk to me about the secret activities of the secret ceiling club. I'm a bit curious about that incident Renko mentioned under her breath. Are they dealing with something dangerous? I might be able to help if they'd at least share the details. But they don't know that I'm aware of the true nature of the secret ceiling club's activities. Renko and Mary are both clever girls. I'm sure they'll rely on me if they need my help. If not, then I'm sure they'll get through it on their own. It will be fine even without me meddling. I'll just continue to keep watching over them. I'm sure that's for the best. This place again. Seems we have fallen asleep successfully. Congratulations. You're allowed to join the party from now on. Hehe. Unfortunately, we are the only ones attending today. Who are you? That calls for an introduction. I'll let you join the party, but I'll have you know that I'm the master of this place. Oh ho! I am Reimu Hakure. Shrine Maiden who protects dreams and tradition. Reimu Hakure. Purple. Oh, Reimu A, sure. And that is Marisa B. Come on, what's with that lame introduction? A being made of magic and scarlet dreams. Marisa Kirisame. I think this is Phantasmagoria of Dim Dream design with the bang in front of the eye. Yeah. In that case, I guess I was feeling like they were when they were talking about the professor earlier, they were talking about Yumemi. So I guess that fits together. And how dare you disregard Lady Mima and declare yourself the master? I don't approve of this. Someone said the name. Huh? Why would I need approval of a vengeful spirit or a magician? This is Hakure Shrine. It's my territory. Reimu, you have let your territory go a little bit. You're still saying that, even under these circumstances? Well, I guess you wouldn't be you otherwise. Oh yes, we were talking about the newbie. So your name is Li Huan. How do you know my name? That's because we've been watching you. This is a place where numerous probabilities converge. And then those probabilities come to an end. You too have seen it before, haven't you? Marisa and I are the only ones here right now, but the others have also been observing these things with us forever. So then, this isn't taking place in my dream. What kind of place this is and what you see is for you to learn and decide, not us. It's not that we don't want to help you, it's just that it seems like we are short on time once again. You'll soon depart on a short journey to a probability. You lack the training required to stay longer at this party. A journey? Is that related to the lost words? Yes, and a journey to which a lost word is the key. But this time, it's a journey where the lost word clearly cannot be recovered. What do you mean? It's a pain to explain, so save your questions. We finally got hold of you, and I don't want this opportunity to go to waste. We'll give you as much information as possible before you set off on your journey. Yeah, we don't have much time. It's not that rare to find beings similar to you. Most humans have experienced stepping into other worlds temporarily through dreams or weak barriers. There are very few who can clearly remember everything they experience. That's right, you're someone who can. We've seen a lot of probabilities come to an end. At this rate, there won't be a whole lot of probabilities left. And eventually, even this place will disappear. It is very frustrating to just sit here and do nothing about it. We need to figure out why all of this is happening. And if there is someone behind all of this, we need to take them out. But we do not have the kind of ability you possess. To be precise, we don't have the ability to directly enter and experience probability spaces, apart from a few exceptions. This is why we've been looking for someone who can get those experiences for us, and you seem to fit the bill. It's not like finding the lost word will save the probability space you return to, or the probability itself. A probability that has ended will stay that way. However, your observation prevents the experience from vanishing. The best example would be tradition. A tradition can come to an end, but still be recorded in history. Because the experience still remains, it leads to the dispersal of the probability's fine particles. You could say that the remaining particles of the world that disappears turns into vengeful spirits. You could even say that this reveals the tiny derivative probabilities that fill the holes in the record. What? She's saying this won't be the same as last time. You probably just have to sit on the sidelines and watch, for the most part. Sit on the sidelines. Do you still think that there is meaning in bringing back such an experience? Yeah, pretty much. This may sound inconsistent, but this time it will be important to put an end to the probability as soon as possible. This is not some story. Worlds are not fables. Thinking that your actions will save someone, prevent the world from vanishing, or give meaning to events would be conceited, to say the least. We don't want any of that, because this probability will end, and that cannot be changed. In other words, you will witness its final moments. Watch people, destiny, and worlds come to an end. Because there is an end, there is succession. That is yet another important boundary. It's almost time. I've been watching over you, so let me give you a word of advice. The past might be important, but if you want to learn something new, there are times when you need to look to the future. That's why don't look back. Good luck! Wait! I still have a lot to ask. There's many questions still open. And I guess we'll have to find the answers for ourselves. Voice from the shadows. Don't look back. Intelligent lady. You awake? So glad to see you're all right, but this is such bad timing. Shh, we need to be quiet. Don't look back. I hear a voice coming from behind. You there, the one who's still half asleep. Better not make any careless moves. Move, and I'll shoot. We just have one demand. Summon the 3 leaders. If all 4 temples work together, it should be possible. The 3 leaders, 4 temples. You're saying that because you have absolutely no idea about the true nature of the 3 leaders. Since that's the case, we shall manifest the 3 leaders and make you regret it. What did you say? This is reckless. There's too much risk of this failing. Don't worry, sister. The foreign god is with us now. That means if we try now, we just might be able to pull it off. Save your lectures for someone else, and hurry up. As you wish. Now then, watch carefully. What's going on? Where am I? A city? No. A metropolis. A frozen city. Was I transported again? Lady Kanagi was right. What? I'm Rabbit too. Please save me. Your Eminence? Your Eminence? Save? What's going on? Ah, look out! It's a Kaiju. A Kaiju? The location changed. Fire spirit. There was a battle against Sekibanki here. Just for your information. We did it. No, Your Eminence managed to defeat it. This Your Eminence is me, right? No, I haven't done anything worth of praise. Defending the capital is a peacekeeper's duty. None of this is making any sense. And I can't speak for some reason. My body is not under my control. Your Eminence. You live up to Lady Otohime and Lady Kanaki's expectations. But how strange of you to appear here out of nowhere. Right. I need to inform Lady Otohime and Lady Kanagi about your much-awaited arrival right away. Ah, but I can't leave this place unguarded. The Kaiju might show up again. But it's not like I could defeat the Kaiju on my own anyway. So there's no point in staying here either. Oh, I know. Your Eminence. Can you please protect this place for a while? Communications have been compromised due to uncontained impurity in the city. I'll personally go get everyone. I'll be right back. See you. She left. It feels like my consciousness has been transported into someone else's body. It's kind of like Phantasmal Sight. But more real. This feels weird. I don't think I'll ever get used to this. What's wriggling in the side of the screen there? Is that a bug? Huh? Is that also a kaiju? She doesn't look like someone capable of causing any harm. The other me in control of this body also doesn't seem to feel threatened by her. There's no way this little girl can be a kaiju. But this, on the other hand, she disappeared. The location, it changed again. Is she also a kaiju? She certainly doesn't look like a monster or anything. Looks like the other me is preparing to fight. Kaiju and Kaijin. And there was a battle against Futo here. Kaiju. Are those girls really kaiju? Ah! Ah! Oh wow! Li Huan! You two seem shaky. It doesn't work. We still can't speak out loud. Huh. But I can hear you. Yes, it seems like we are able to communicate, even in this condition. It's like telepathy or something. No, isn't it more like we are phantoms? Phantoms? What do you mean? Astral projection? I guess this is what a meeting between astral projections would feel like. That comparison is pretty out there. Anyway, so this is probably a dream or something again, but it's completely different from the last time. I fell asleep and the next thing I remember is waking up looking all distorted like this. What in the world is going on? Your condition seems to be different from mine. What do you mean? Please tell us. Okay. The observers you speak of, the Shrine Maiden and the Magician, what are their names? I'm sure I heard their names, and they're on the tip of my tongue, but my memory is all muddled. I clearly saw them too, but when I try to describe what they look like in words, everything gets all fuzzy in my head. That does sound like a dream. But then again, it also feels like it was planned this way. Don't get me wrong, Li Huan. I'm not saying that you're lying. Don't worry, I know what you mean. I also feel that this world is kind of off, like it's fake or something. It's like a made-up world, as though we are being forced to watch a movie. And the mysterious scene you saw before getting here was like the intro to that movie, right? Yes, this place sure does feel like some old horror or thriller. Mary, such movies are known as special effects movies. Isn't special effects a technique used to create a movie? I'm talking about genres here. Technique names can be genre names as well. Special effects is a unique genre that can't be described in other words. Kaiju, aliens, dinosaurs and the like usually appear in such movies. They also have adventures and mystery elements. I mean, that Raisin 2 we saw a second ago kind of looked like a Power Ranger-esque, or what are they called? What's the word for those type of series? Sentai. I don't care about any of that. I just mean that it's scary that we are lost inside one such movie. Tokusatsu, Sentai movies, yes. Yes, but it's one of those outdated 3D movies that are just shown to you with no interactivity. And what are these kaiju who are strutting around the city? Are they really monsters? We'll be dead meat if they spot us. That's the kind of thing someone would say when they first see a scary attraction in one of those old theme parks. Renko, I'm being serious here. Are you even listening? What I'm more interested in is knowing if kaiju really exist. How have they built an ecosystem in this mysterious place? Wait a minute. From what the two of you are saying, it sounds like you've seen kaiju that actually look like monsters, am I right? We've just seen parts of them, a huge shadow or a grotesque limb, enough to make us think they are kaiju. Gosh, Renko, how can you be so calm about all of this? That whole atmosphere, the strange noises, the vibrations, the awful smell. They were not just one or two. They were so terrifying that it would mentally disturb anyone. But Mary and I are kind of used to these things. We've seen all sorts of monsters, phantasms and grotesque beings. Used to it? Speak for yourself. Okay, calm down. What's wrong, Li Huan? Your description doesn't match the kaiju I've been seeing. I've been seeing them in the form of cute little girls. That means what we see and what you see are different. Huh? Mary? Renko? I sense a kaiju around here. but they haven't revealed themselves yet. Arr, says the pirate. I'm glad I made it in time. I'm glad I made it in time. I am known as Code Kanagi, Your Eminence. Your Eminence. Allow me to personally thank you for responding to our divine spirit summoning ceremony. She looks like that serious person I saw in the previous scene. But there's something different about her. And this other me is just standing there brazenly while someone is kneeling down to them. But more importantly, did she just say Kaijin, not Kaiju? Your Eminence, I understand that you have only just been summoned and must have a lot of questions. However, I request that you be patient for a little while longer. The Kaijin is here. Kaijin and its specially made Kaiju. These two always work together. The Kaiju in the surrounding area will continue to spawn endlessly as long as the Kaijin is not taken care of. Exterminating the Kaijin is the prerequisite for the complete extermination of the Kaiju. It seems the presence of the Kaijin has drawn in countless Kaiju from nearby. Rabbit 2 and I will clean up the surrounding Kaiju. They've just made things easier for us by gathering in one place like this. Roger, I'll cover you. In the meanwhile, Your Eminence, I request you to take care of the Kaijin and its partner while they are still exposed. This plan might be simple, but it's the most effective one. It looks like the other me is getting ready to fight. Now, attack! Attack! Bravo, Your Eminence. I cannot say that word correct. Eminence! That was impressive. Wow, that was really great. Summoning you was totally worth it. I concur. Lady Kanagi? Ow! Haha, how disgraceful of me to show such weakness. Despite fighting the Kaijin, Your Eminence still has energy to spare. I don't know much about fighting, but this Kanagi person just fought a large number of Kaiju. She's, without a doubt, tremendously strong. And she also seems to possess supernatural powers, so doesn't that make her much stronger than the other me? Let's rest for a while. No, sister. Otohime will be here soon. There's no time to be fussing over minor things such as my injury and fatigue. Then let's at least rest until Lady Otohime arrives. Okay, I appreciate your concern, Rabbit 2. Hehehe. This is one of the several supply stations within the city. I apologize for bringing you to such a shabby place. Please also allow me to apologize for not being of much help during the battle. I've shown you nothing but my disgraceful side. A person as strong as her is saying such things. She's so humble. Don't excite yourself too much, Lady Kanagi. Here, have some tea. Thank you, Rabbit 2. I think I've calmed down a little. And it's a good thing that your injury is nothing major. That's Lady Kanagi for you. Luck just happened to be on my side. Your Eminence. You've been summoned to the capital to help us put an end to this horror, to the impure Kaiju running rampant. I truly apologize for summoning you without your permission, but for the sake of everyone here, would you kindly do us the favor of lending your assistance? The capital? Impure Kaiju? I still need more information, but I somewhat understand what's going on. These people wished for me, the other me, to be summoned here, and their wish was granted. I'm here as some divine being. Also, she has a cute rabbit on her sleeve. The capital used to be a flourishing city full of people. A city of eternal happiness, governed by the free leaders. That was the former capital. One unfortunate day, the impure Kaiju appeared out of nowhere. It was the end of the capital as we knew it. Curse you, you vile Kaiju. Lady Kanagi, please calm down. I'm sorry. Out of all the 4 temples, Lady Kanagi strongly advocates for maintaining peace. She can't bear to see the capital being defined like it is right now. Her sense of justice is probably much stronger compared to the others, but those Kaiju that I can only see as little girls, are they really capable of doing all that? Ah. She looks like the girl from my visions. She looks a lot like her. If I remember correctly, she was also called Rabbit 2. And I feel like I have also seen that girl they were calling Kaiju. Everything is so vague in this dreamlike world. I can't seem to wrap my head around it. But none of them are actually kids like I see them. Each one of them possesses superhuman powers. They were the same in the visions I had before, I'm fairly sure. Are they the same, or do they just look the same? Either way, everything that's happening here is not even remotely close to the ordinary world we are supposed to be in. Everything here is lunatic and different. The Kaiju do not speak our language. Obviously the same goes for the Kaijin, the origin of Kaiju. We were unable to have any sort of discussion to broker peace. It was a war of annihilation from the outset. And the Kaiju, they were stronger than we could ever imagine. The citizens of the capital fell, one after the other, and now I only have my comrades left. All the moon rabbits took to the front lines, but not many of us survived. Only me and a few others. Our soldiers are still lying low in the outlying regions. My comrades are currently on their way to gather them. If we all come together. Your Eminence, maybe we'd be able to overcome this predicament we're in with you as our leader. That's a huge responsibility, an enormous responsibility. Can the enemy really handle this? Worry not, Your Eminence. Your Eminence. Everything will be alright. I know this because we put everything at stake. To summon a divine spirit, capable of ensuring a bright and happy future. We trust you with all our hearts. Here's the second pirate. Sister, Lady Otohime. She looks almost exactly like that intelligent lady I saw earlier. There's definitely something different about her. Cyborg? Yeah, cyborg pirate, I guess. Oh my, Kanagi, you're wounded, but it doesn't seem to be anything major. Good. I see Rabbit 2 tended to your wounds. Well done. Hehehe. I could travel in an instant, but the surge took longer than I expected. Kanagi, Rabbit 2, Your Eminence, please accept my apologies. All of you appear to be alive and well. I could have asked for nothing more. As long as we are alive, it's not over, even if it's just us. Just us. Sister, don't tell me. You're saying that our remaining comrades who were laying low. There's no mistaking it. Asusa and Nayutake, who set out in different directions, have also met the same fate. They've all been annihilated. Spatial rain. Birds. Who's left from Touhou 17? Keiki? Only Keiki? No, also Dragon Turtle Lady. Now Kanagi. Loud and clear, sister. Also, I'm pretty sure Wiggle and Mistia were also new to us before this. Ouch. That must hurt. Whoa. They were perfectly in sync. Brilliant coordinated attack. Out of the 4 temples, this is something only the sisters are capable of. We can somewhat deal with Kaiju of this level. We don't possess spatial rain after all. Yes, Kaiju with spatial rain powers aren't too difficult for us. Is she holding a bubblegum dispenser? I was thinking about that too. What's spatial rain? Your Eminence, they're talking about the thing that happens where the surroundings supernaturally change around Kaiju. Oh, the thing where I suddenly end up in a completely different place. Let me explain. Higher level Kaiju possess an ability known as spatial drain that allows them to create an isolated space. So a reality marble is what you're saying. Its range encompasses a regular 1524 meter sided hexagon with the Kaiju at the center and the 6 adjoining regular hexagons. A hexagonal shape instead of a circular one. And what's with the precise value of 1524 meters? I wonder if they actually measured it. We are cut off from any means of supply or communication inside this space, and passing through consumes lots of energy. The space also gives the Kaiju an advantage by allowing it to unleash its abilities to its full potential. The explanation is clear. What's with the weird laws within the space? It doesn't sound like the laws of physics. Is that because this place is like something from a dream? You could say that the spatial rain is a part of the Kaiju. It's like you can separate the two. Can't separate the two. Then why are there Kaiju who don't possess spatial rain? That's because... Oh, looks like the other me had the same question. Yeah, I was wondering, can you suddenly communicate? That's because the Kaiju born with the space created by the Kaiju possesses spatial rain. Are the Kaiju without the spatial rain ability? That's way too confusing. Kaiju without spatial rain are not independent beings. They have been created by the Kaiju possessing spatial rain. Okay, now that's a little easier to understand. So Kaijin create Kaiju without spatial rain. We are capable of dealing with the Kaiju that do not possess spatial rain. However, Kaiju possessing spatial rain create unlimited Kaiju, which is extremely difficult to handle with just our abilities. That is precisely the reason why we summoned you, the foreign god. We were yearning for your Eminence, who could call forth divine messengers and servants. Oh. They're talking about the other me's ability to call forth those mysterious and shadow-like gods. So using that ability can take care of the Kaiju that endlessly create more Kaiju. I used to possess a similar ability. I could summon divine spirits and house them within my body. 8 million of them. They gave as good as they got. And they were all defeated by the endless surging waves of Kaiju. You could say that I ran out of spirit. If they also defeated 8 million Kaiju, then that would mean new Kaiju must be created pretty quickly. And then there's the Kaijin's spatial rain that creates these Kaiju capable of creating more Kaiju. Kaijin's spatial range extends well beyond the 1524 meter hexagons, but we don't have the exact measurements. That's why they are so persistent about taking down the Kaijin. Defeating them could turn the tide. Lady Otohime, Lady Kanagi. It looks like we've lured in a strong Kaiju. More birds. That's a nice background, including the sun almost taken 1-to-1 from subterranean animism. There it is. We'll focus on the kaiju that are being spawned. Your Eminence, please take care of the main kaiju. What exactly is a kaiju anyway? I'm more confused than ever. Wonder how much this other me has understood. Fallen God. Still haven't seen Mary and Renko again. I hope they're alright. Also, insert fight against Oku at that point. Capital is supposed to be a huge city, but no matter where I look, everything looks the same. No matter where I go, I can see that castle. It's like the moon shining in the night sky. The moon? Huh. Where did Miss Otohime and the others go? Ah! Ah! So glad to see you, Li Huan. I feel like it's been an eternity since we started looking for you. Everything feels so indistinct though, so it's honestly hard to tell how long it's been. This world seems to be full of inconvenient, or rather unknown restrictions. And I keep sensing something terrifying wherever we go. Always on edge. If this is a dream, I'd like to wake up. I'm glad to see that the two of you are alright. So you two really do see the kaiju as monsters. Am I the only one seeing them as little girls? And now there's something called Kaijin too. Kaijin? The one with 20 faces from the book The Fiend with 20 Faces? Or the opera one from the musical The Phantom of the Opera? No, I don't think they are like either of those. They're more like an alien working behind the scenes in a city. Like something out of an ancient special effects movie. Okay, now we have a general idea about everything you've been through here. First, we need to find out whether we are on the moon, but the conditions here are too bad for my eyes to function properly. Even now, it's like we're in some faded old photograph or in a movie recorded on a video cassette. And in my case, it feels like a well-crafted fake documentary, which just adds to the horror. But just look at that planet in the sky. That's probably Earth. Which means we are definitely on the moon. Yes, the planet is blue, so it makes sense that this is the moon. So if we assume that this is the moon, then we need to look at Kaiju and Kaijin from a different perspective. The moon has been a symbol of bewitchment and mystery since forever, and not only in Japan, but the whole world. The moon is just too big. It truly has the stature of a ruler. It majestically dominates the night in terms of space, while simultaneously dominating time with the calendar. And most importantly, with a minus 12.7 apparent magnitude, its beauty is beyond words. Thus, the moon is seen as the source of enchantment, and it makes sense as it is witness all the mysteries of the night. The moonlight shines while still keeping things hidden, creating the ideal setting for unknown beings like yokai. Wild animals and nefarious humans shelter in the darkness of night, causing primordial fear, misconceptions and pretense. yokai were wished into existence, and they were inevitably feared. This is much like how gods came to be. So the only option for yokai who didn't manage to turn into new gods was to continue to exist as beings to be feared. Or cease existing. That sounds plausible. Yes, but this is only one theory on the nature of yokai. Another one could be that maybe the yokai who remained turned into kaiju or kaijin. Just like how the dinosaurs that survived evolved into birds. Something like that. Or like Count Dracula and Frankenstein from those ancient movies that got really popular. Oh, and also werewolves. Those movies have been made into special effect movies. The theme is also exactly like the world of yokai and horror. Maybe new monsters appear as time passes, and maybe that's how these kaiju and kaijin have come into existence. Their role is pretty much the same as that of a yokai then. Like scaring people. And making an income from box office sales. That's the most scary part. Isn't that the same as those freak shows from the olden days? Isn't that unfair? Why? Don't you think a freak show is a perfect depiction of the coexistence between yokai and humans? Even the yokai who were not treated as gods could earn monetary offerings. Things always get shady whenever humans are involved. So basically, you can think of kaiju as a form of yokai that evolved to suit their environment. So then, why am I seeing them as little girls? Maybe it's because ultimately all yokai originate from humans. Goddess Revival. But it's not just me who knows that yokai have originated from humans. The two of you are also aware of that. If the way they appear depends on that knowledge, then it doesn't make sense that only I see them as people. You certainly have a point there. Maybe there's something we are missing. Ah, not again. It's like she switched places with them. I don't know why. There's something very obvious here. Something hiding in plain sight. It feels like someone is trying to communicate something to me through this girl. But what? Observing her isn't helping. I can't figure it out. Huh? Maybe they are trying to tell you there's a bug in this story. We are here. Azusa was headed for this place when she set out for the search. I can sense kaiju are all around us. I hope Lady Azusa is alright. We've got to believe. That's the only thing we can do right now. What's going on? Something's not right. People are just randomly vanishing and randomly appearing. Your Eminence, a Kaijin will soon show itself. We fear that our comrade Azusa, one of the other 4 temples, has been captured. Your Eminence, we beg of you, please save us. Doesn't this other me feel weird about all this? It's here. That's the Kaijin. Kaijin. These girls that they call Kaijin. They look so similar to them. Spirit carrying wing. Also insert the battle against Sega and Yomo. Azusa! I'm so glad to see that you're alright. That was dangerous. It's a miracle that you could still come back to us after what you went through. This is probably thanks to the good fortune beckoned by Azusa's ability. You might be right. It's like the Kaiju just disappeared and this Azusa person appeared in their place. Didn't seem like she was being held captive anywhere. Anyway, let's carry Azusa to a place where she can relax. She needs to recover. Gasmas Kusa. Kusa. Allow me. Seems even with that thing she still cannot speak herself and needs to hold up cards. I thought this would be some mysterious way of circumventing her ability. Thank goodness, and it's a relief to see that you don't have any major injuries either. Now eat this candy. It's good nourishment and it will help you recover your stamina. How can you eat with that thing? It's peach flavored. Ah, I want one too. Me free. Oh my. This is heaven. Is she handing out bubblegum? So yummy. How about you, Your Eminence? Would you like to try one? I do, but it's not like I'd get to taste it, even if this other me does. Here you go. The subtle peach flavor is filling my mouth. So that means we even share our sense of taste. Until now I was under the impression that I had been transported into someone else's consciousness. But maybe it's the opposite. Maybe my body is being controlled by someone else's will. No, that sounds too far-fetched. It took a while to read that, so I'll leave it for a second. Oh, so you are talking through that thing. Why still use the brackets then? They're treating this other me as some divine being. This unusual respect, something close to worship. As perhaps you could provide us with the answers we seek. We've been looking for a Kaijin while defeating Kaiju, and as soon as we find them, we try to defeat them as well. However, can this really turn the tide in our favor? Do we still have any hope left? Asusa, you should be able to discern our fate. Let me explain, Your Eminence. Asusa's ability allows her to reverse fate when certain conditions are met. However, no one can predict the future. The ability might be powerful, but that is exactly why it is so difficult to use. Reverse fate sounds like something that would be difficult to verify whether fate has actually been reversed or not. Nayotake. Is it Cherna? No, considering the lineup we saw at the beginning of this, it's probably Kaguya. Somehow, the extra stage will have a continuation. Guess we'll have to wait for whenever that happens. This certainly is a far more confusing story than what's going on in the main story. But it's also definitely supposed to be confusing. Also, I expected this to not take very long. So I plan to also do something else still. There's another story that I wanted to read for a while, but didn't know when would be the best time for it. There is a mode in the game, I think I talked about it before. It's the Scarlet Tower, which is essentially a tower where you fight enemies floor by floor by floor while you work yourself up the tower. And at each 10th floor, there's a little bit of story that you unlock. Recently, they added the 100th floor, and I reached that. So I guess we can look at the first 10 stories. They aren't very long. Oh, and also there's something for the 0th floor, my favorite 10th floor. The prologue, which will explain what's actually going on to us. Ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the wait. Welcome to the unveiling of the new Scarlet Tower. Grand opening hostess, Romelia Scarlet. The tower may be new, but the feature that marks it out remains unchanged. It still reaches the sky. This mode was unlocked after we defeated the Witch of Scarlet Dreams and ended that part of the main story. However, even I don't know where the summit is headed, or where it will lead you to. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? It sounds awfully irresponsible if you ask me. Yeah, I came here cause I heard I could get rich quick, but getting lost wasn't part of the deal. Oh, quiet down. There's no cause for concern. Or at least, there shouldn't be. Isn't that right, Sakuya? It's just as you say, milady. The person in charge of reconstruction shall explain forthwith. Oh yes, indeed. That's your cue, Miss Person in Charge. What's this? You commissioned a subcontractor to do the work and don't even know what they've done. This feels like a joke, and just look how many people have come. It seems like the Romelia of this world has recovered. She looks so full of energy. Yeah, and thanks to that, there's also a new Scarlet Tower. What a pain. Well, that's cause there's no buildings this tall in any of the other worlds. I bet she just wanted to show off. Just showing off a tall building won't make her a single coin, though. I guess she could slap ads on it someplace up high. They'd be visible from everywhere. Found you! The Remo and Marisa from the same parallel world as me. It was so hard to pick you out of the crowd, but luckily you were in your designated places. Superficial and shallow human, Sanae Kochia. There is some different outfits strewn about this mode. Like this silly Sanae. Oh, were you invited too? I was! Phew, I'm so glad you were thoughtful enough to seat people from the same worlds together. So, people from other worlds are here as well. It seems so, though it's hard to tell because it's so packed. Still, I think I saw Remo and Marisa's doubles. I came this close to calling out to them too. Well, we'd better not stray too far from our seats. Would be a pain if one of us accidentally lost the grip on who they are. I guess one-on-one it wouldn't be so bad. But even I'd be confused if I ran into several of me. Is that so? There have been a few incidents where we had to face our other selves before, though. I think this is a bit different. These aren't illusions or dwellers of the dream world. It's a rather new experience, eh? It is indeed. I met with another me a short while ago. I believe this isn't something you ever get used to. Made of the Scarlet Tower mentioned. Sakuya is a Yori. This really is a pain. In any case, what you're saying is that you're the Sakuya of our world, right? I can't tell the difference at all. I'd be surprised if you could. I strongly suggest that we don't wander around too much. That aside, is it okay for you to leave your mistress's side? Oh, Lady Ramilia was invited as well, but she didn't like the idea of coming all this way only to see herself. Fair. So I was tasked with coming in her stead, and as an envoy. Busy as always. Mark my words, this mission is going to be a disaster. Yeah, they always make me do all the work at times like this. Half human, half phantom, Yomo Kompaku. Lunatic Moon Rabbit, Raisin Undergen Inaba. What's wrong? The two of you are in a terrible mood. And thus we end up with the same gang as always. How amusing. Must be nice to be so carefree, Reimu. Just find this all so very exhausting. But I bet Yukari made you come. That's not so different from me being sent by my master. Now that you mention it. That yokai, I can't believe I didn't notice. And now that I have, it feels kind of depressing. Oh, cheer up. I bet something interesting will happen. Think. Testing. 1, 2. Can you hear me? I'm Yukari Giacomo, the one in charge of remodeling the tower. Thank you for coming today. Yokai that lurks in fantasy. Yukari Giacomo. This outfit is more based on her fighting game design, or I guess also Imperishable Knight. I think we saw it in the main story as well. So many Yukaris. So little time. It's Miss Yukari. Huh, the yokai is here. Come on, I'm sure you saw it coming. I will now give you a brief explanation. First, regarding how high this new Scarlet Devil Tower goes. Contrary to what Ramilia told you earlier, I am unable to answer that question. Oh, silence please. There's a reason why I can't tell you where the tower leads. It's because the tower is still growing. It's growing toward the parallel world that is the root of the LostWord incident. This is why I invited you all from your various parallel worlds. I modified the tower so that it reads everyone's experiences of resolving various LostWord incidents in different worlds, and corrects its angle to further extend towards the world that is the root of it all. You don't have to say anything. A tower acquires information via battles of bullets poured within it. Fitting now, since the incidents are solved through such battles as well. In other words, I will have you all climb higher by displaying your incident-resolving experience in battles of bullets. The world at the heart of the LostWord incident? I'm genuinely surprised. So that's what the Yukari of this world has been scheming. Still, I don't know why we have to climb it. Can't we just step inside and have some random battles? And if we keep solving the incidents in other worlds, we'll eventually reach the one at its heart anyway. The first to reach the root of the incident will be crowned the Interworld Incident Resolver. Acclaimed across all the parallel worlds, They will be highly sought after and swimming in rewards. Of course, you're free to take any magic items you find inside. Furthermore, the higher up you go, the fewer rivals you'll face. And that's pretty much all I can tell you. Now we are talking. And we will keep talking 10 floors high up. What an amazing view. This new tower really does let the light in. Yeah, there's quite a lot of windows and exits. But those incident resolvers from other parallel worlds are pretty strong, aren't they? I was thinking the exact same thing. They must have gained just as much experience as we have. So it only makes sense that they are as strong as us. Worrying won't get us anywhere. We should keep climbing while taking breaks from time to time. Isn't this the perfect place for a break? Let's rest a bit before pressing on. Tea party! Oh, are you sure you should be idling your time away in a place like this? This is a strategic rest for the battles to come. Can we help you with something? I just wanted to pass on some information you might find useful. I've got a bad feeling about this. There's nothing to fear. It will be beneficial for you and me both. It is about the rules for battles of bullets. This sounds like it will be an exhausting conversation. Don't worry, it won't take long. I believe you've visited several parallel worlds by now. Have you ever found the battles of bullets suspicious in any way? Can't say that I have. It was the same everywhere. I didn't feel any difference either. Wait. Is that it? Huh. Was something weird somewhere? As far as I know, the rules were always the same wherever I went. Maybe the fact that they are the same everywhere is precisely what's odd about it. Indeed, I can't think of a single parallel world that I visited which was different. Even if everything else changed, the rules of battle didn't. This might be a clue to the LostWord incident. I knew you would catch on quickly. It may simply be a characteristic of parallel worlds. But as a consequence, worlds sharing the same battle rules are, without a doubt, aware of each other's existence. Huh, I don't get it. Are you saying that the rules are a kind of bridge between the different parallel worlds? Why the rules? That makes no sense. Indeed. I was just about to suggest that we put our heads together to figure this out. But we have to. It sounds like a lot of work. I thought you'd say that. As such, I want to split the discussion into parts, so that no part will be too long. So how many parts will it take? There's a lot of depth to battles of bullets, so I imagine it will take quite a few. But this tower should be high enough for us to get around to everything we need to discuss. In any case, let's leave things here for now. Thank you for the tea. Clever. I'm guessing you'll be wanting tea for the discussions to come too. So let's learn about battles of bullets. 10 floors later. Will it be 9 parts? Duels regulated by boundaries. I love this view. It's probably about time we take a break. The other groups are going at it hard too. They are probably thinking the same thing as us. This won't be easy. Hey, I've got an idea. Oh, you do you? I'm not sure I like the sound of that. Come on, it's nothing weird. Look, we can all fly, right? Oh, and I can carry Li Huan, so don't worry. That's, reassuring. So why don't we fly outside the tower? The rest areas seem to be placed at regular intervals. If you fly between them, we can reach the top in no time. I see. I didn't consider that, but now that you mention it, it does sound pretty smart. But that... if that were possible, all the rest areas would be packed full by now. Well, we won't know unless we try. I'll check it out. So just wait here for me. Hey, watch out! Sorry, Sanae. I saw this super hard looking barrier, but you flew off before I could tell you. What's wrong, Sanae? Did you hit your head too hard? I'm an adult. This is nothing. I won't cry. Well then, I think that is very mature of you. Still, I hit my head and it hurt. I thought my eyes would pop out of their sockets. Here, let me take a look. Ouch, you've got a lump. But how did you end up with only this tiny bump after such a crash? Is your head made of stone or something? No, this is the power of miracles. At any rate, it's good that you aren't seriously hurt. Here, I brewed some tea. Let us take a small break. Right, we were about to rest. I totally forgot. How can you all forget about such delicious tea? Drink up before it gets cold. Ah, Miss Yukari. Would you like to join me, Li Huan? The tea tastes even better while enjoying the view. Look at you. You've only just shown up, and you are acting all sophisticated already. That's how it usually goes, though. Phew. Feels like the tea is going straight into my lump. You never change, Sanae. At this rate, that bump will heal in no time. You tried to go outside as a shortcut, didn't you? And then bumped into the barrier between the floors. I was the one who created it. Why would you create such a troublesome thing? If everyone could just fly outside, there wouldn't be no battles of bullets, which goes against my goal that I told you about. True that. You did say you wanted us to fight inside the tower so that it will grow. So I guess you forced this method on everybody by putting barriers around each level. Precisely. The barriers mark the borders and, in a sense, are embodiments of the rules. You could say that the rules are now visible and compulsory, and rules can be either followed or violated. Barriers always have an inside and an outside. The line between marks the border upon which the barrier is formed. So this time you're going to tell us about barriers. Yes, but they are so common, so explaining can be paradoxically difficult. Are they? I haven't seen that many of them. What are you saying? Most of my spell cards and skills make use of barriers. Oh, now that you mention it, you're right. There's Reimu's Great Hakurai Barrier, but the Netherworld also has a door-like barrier, the barrier of life and death. Door-like. Come to think of it, I believe ordinary vampires are unable to enter the dwellings of others uninvited. Of course, such barriers don't work on Lady Ramelia and Lady Flan, but in a sense, doors and windows are barriers too. Some waves are blocked by doors and walls too. I agree that many things can be called barriers, broadly speaking. Mountains and forests may also be barriers, since people won't go to such dangerous and frightening places. My, you've all spared me the effort of explaining. That's exactly right. In a sense, they can all be called barriers. However, if you take it one step further, there are also barriers much closer to you. The best example being the clothes you wear. Clothes? Do you mean that the clothes of a shrine maiden are sacred or something? No, I'm speaking more generally. Clothing is a primal barrier hiding your nudity. If you assume that a naked boti is holy, then your clothing cordons off sacred ground. If the naked boti is impure, then the clothes inside... Wow. I need to drink. I can't talk anymore. If the naked body is impure, then the clothes instead become a seal. In both cases, they are a barrier. And since they are so close to your body, they are also a boundary between you and others. What is inside your clothes is your own body, and how you recognize another person greatly depends on their attire. You may know what someone else is like from how they dress. Conversely, your own clothes can influence your mood. Yes, clothing defines the inner nature of the wearer, and clearly shows that to others. So you can't go outside without putting clothes on, because if you do, you won't have any barrier around you. Yes, and well, aside from the basic benefits of protection and warmth, clothing has long been held to safeguard the soul. In fact, your clothes play an important part in battles of bullets, too. I'm sure you have not given this much thought, but it should not be possible for you all to fly with such speed and ease. Especially Marisa, your hat and tools should blow off, and your clothes should catch the wind, making it harder to fly. So why am I able to fly like I do? The idea of flying fast creates a certain type of barrier. It's like a coating made of magic or spiritual energy. While these barriers differ depending on the conjurer, most of an aerodynamic or wind-deflecting shape. Such coating-like barriers aren't widely recognized, since they are an intrinsic part of learning to fly. I can't understand a single word you are saying. Raymond, this must be extra difficult for you to understand. Basically, she's talking about air resistance. But these barriers offer more than wind protection. Battles of bullets were originally duels between humans and yokai. For the sake of equality during the battle, bullets that are too strong are suppressed, while weak bullets have their power boosted. Furthermore, the barrier protects its conjurer from death. Ordinarily, no human could survive a direct hit from an Oni's attack, but it merely counts as a misstep in battles of bullets. Mies. And as a penalty for that mistake, your stamina is reduced by a certain amount. You will not be seriously injured. You just lose a life. The regulation over mistakes is managed individually for each fighter participating in a given battle of bullets. Specifically, every fighter is required to use a coating barrier, which allows the mistake management to take effect. Now we are explaining game mechanics. Huh. I don't die from getting hit, cause I'm good at dodging. And I'm super sturdy. I thought it was the power of miracles that helped me escape death. I was convinced that it was all because I'm a half-phantom. Never mind. Even if you're not aware of it, this mitigation is placed upon you when you agree to the battle rules. Be it the other side of the moon or the deepest level of the underworld, the moment you give your consent, you're bound to fight with spell cards and mistake management. This is the rule. If a fatal blow, as specified by the rules, is dealt during the battle, one layer of your coating is removed. When all the layers are gone, you become defenseless. Basically, unless you're lucky, you have to give up. So a simple yet powerful coercive force is spread across a wide area. It's like a kind of curse. My, how wonderful! Your metaphor is right on point. I see. So all of this is strictly managed under the rules you established, just like spell cards. Correct. So shall I tell you about spell cards next time? Until then, be careful not to lose all your barrier layers in battle. Use them wisely and enjoy your battles of bullets. Noted. Thanks for the lecture. I guess this is where I'm supposed to say, to be continued, right? Continued on floor 30. Duels regulated by names. The sky is so blue. Look at those clouds. Splendid. Now then, let me tell you about spell cards. Now that was out of the blue. Well, if I just let you be, you'd bump into things and hurt yourself. True. I wonder who could be such a klutz. Oh, do you now, Miss Clumsy? But going back to the spell cards, they are like second nature to us, so I'm not sure what else you can tell us about them. You pledge a spell card before the battle, then you have to announce when you use it, and the spell must be unchanged. Isn't that all? You're not wrong. That's the general outline of the spell card rules. However, while it may appear that simple, there are far more profound aspects that you are unaware of. Stop putting on airs and just spit it out already. Oh, simmer down. It's just starting to get interesting. First, well, it's not a well-known fact, it is possible to have a battle of bullets without obeying the spell card rules. What? That was needlessly dramatic. Yeah, you're right. For example, duels with impossible spell cards or cheat items, or where attacks are normal shots instead of spells. Using them does not break any of the rules for battles of bullets. But impossible spell cards are more powerful than normal ones, even more so if they are unpledged and undeclared. Well, impossible spell cards are called impossible because there is no way to navigate through them without getting hit. If they're unpledged or announced before use, you could get shot all of a sudden at close proximity. But if that's the case, why don't we all just fight with impossible spell cards? We fight to win. If we attack our opponent in a way that allows them to dodge, it's contradictory to our goal, right? True. If you only care for base violence, it would be logical to fight with undeclared nameless spell cards. But at the same time, it's the ugliest kind of spell card. The Battle of Bullets is a battle of beauty. You're saying wrong, and I'm assuming that is because impossible spell cards in impossible spell card are very well dodgeable. For this reason, if you look at bullets only in terms of power, the strongest ones would paradoxically be the weakest. Unless I allow, under specific conditions, a battle to be fought using impossible spell cards and cheats. Oh, so that's how it is. I've always prepared spell cards that are avoidable, yet induce my opponent to make mistakes out of habit. I didn't realize that this is actually the best way to create the strongest ones. First, you create a spell card based on the prior pledge. Next, you name it. When you do so, the name of your spell card becomes the key for conjuring it. To use it in a battle, the fighter has to declare the spell cards they plan to use in advance. This is a simple contract that prevents you from changing your spell cards or adding new ones during the battle. And when you actually use them, you need to proclaim their name. That said, you don't have to say it out loud. You can always just show your card to your foe, but saying its name means you don't need to have the card with you. Saying it out loud is the easiest way, so I just shout it out most of the time. I also like to call it out. It's cool, because it feels like I'm using some sort of ultimate attack. Still don't quite get it. And on what basis do you judge whether the spell card is beautiful or not? I wanted to ask about that too. It must be harder to judge beauty than power. Oh, I judge it based on my own tastes, of course. Yeah, of course you do. Was stupid of me to ask. In short, you are as sly as ever. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate the compliment. In a sense, it's very yokai-like. Beautiful can also be described as bewitching, which is what yokai do. No matter how ugly the bullets were initially, once enveloped with life, they become beautiful phenomena. Don't you think this is similar to how Gensokyo itself is surrounded by a barrier? So barriers and spell cards are used in all worlds, which means the rules are incredibly powerful. Also, since spell cards are used everywhere, that incident must have occurred in every world. Aw, look at you, Reimu. You've grown up to be pretty sharp, after all. I've always been sharp. By that incident, you mean the vampire one, right? That incident led to the creation of the spell card rules. Or at the least, it did in my world and yours. That incident is the main reason we have those rules. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that the same thing happened in the other worlds. It is possible that identical rules were born due to some other factor. Now things are getting complicated. So the worlds share the results, but not necessarily the cause. Okay, that's it. My brain is officially at max capacity. We can't reach any conclusions based on incomplete information, so we'd better stop theorizing for now. The stars of bullet battles are glamorously named spell cards, and these cards can only be used once each, so be careful. And enjoy your battles of bullets. Why do I have to say this time? To be continued! On floor 40. Stairs. We are pretty high up now. The ground's a blur. I can barely see anything. Goodbye, stairs. What's wrong? It looks like everyone else is having fun over there. Oh, Miss Yukari. I know. They are a lively bunch with energy to spare. I guess you need some time to yourself once in a while. No, I didn't mean to imply. I know. I was just kidding. Yes. There aren't many people in this strange land that you can share your troubles with. Would you like to share anything with me? I don't mind. It's nothing really, I was just wondering who I am. I guess we're done talking about bullet battles. It's no wonder that's bothering you. You've come to Gensokyo all alone, without even your memory to accompany you. And you continue to search for your way home. Unlike everyone else, you don't have a place to call your own here. Eventually, you'll have to go back. The day when you must part ways with everyone is bound to come eventually. In other words, at the end of your journey is a farewell. That makes it sound a bit sad. I know, but you are not the only one in such a situation. Really? No one stays in the same place forever. Of course, a human's life inevitably comes to an end, but yokai do not live forever either. Even the immortal people of Horai may feel the urge to move to another place. Though different in form, bizarre cases of daydreaming dwellers in Gensokyo are essentially the same. The duration and circumstances may differ, but each individual lives their life aware of their eventual end. That's why there's a meaning to the period of your life when you're a girl. So, what's the meaning that I hold? I know this will sound cliched, but you have to discover it yourself. But I understand why you feel as you do. Your ability to temporarily summon a copy of someone you know is specific to you. It makes you unique. Of course, the strength and type of someone's power doesn't define their existence. Those overly proud of their strength are doomed to fall, much as those boastful of their wits will encounter someone wiser. You won't find your own identity in such traits, no matter what kind of special power you possess. Got it? Now that you mention it, my power is rather strange. I'd call it interesting. You're able to replicate someone else's very existence. However, there's no reason to think that your technique is inconsiderate or irresponsible. Don't disparage yourself. This may sound extreme, but the type of one's power or technique is nothing more than an excerpt of the past. In your case, you recreate the past in a manner that is more comprehensive, rather in scope and sudden. No matter how peculiar your power is, it's neither one of a kind nor solitary. Although it far from determines your identity, it's still a normal power, so feel free to exercise it. My power is unique while still being normal. I feel a little better now. You are just like the yokai of Gensokyo. There are many of them in this land, but most are considered separate species. They are unique yet ordinary. It's the same with you. I wonder if this journal has something to do with it. It's true that your power has only been exhibited via your journal until now, and that you're the only one who can use it. You have an ability to temporarily summon a copy of someone you know, and an ability to detect the lost word. Or perhaps the two constitute a single skill. Are you the key to the journal, or is it the other way around? I intend to continue keeping track of your encounters with the lost word. This is the meaning you hold, for me at least. Thank you, I really appreciate it. I should be thanking you. This is very important for my dear Gensokyo. So take good care of yourself, Li Huan. It would seem that your body not only enables you to function, but it is also essential for you to be able to exercise your ability. My body? Obviously, you couldn't use your ability without a body, but it's more than that. What I'm talking about is an odd substance I call spirit points. They are consumed each time you use your power. Back to game mechanics. In other words, I presume that once you run out of spirit points, you can't use your ability anymore. I know that you can replenish the spirit points in your body by making contact with a source of faith. Every morning you wake up recharged in Hifuu Shrine, because that place supports your ability. So, I'm something like a rechargeable battery, but I was fine when we explored the tower before. Most people see the Scarlet Tower as a non-religious place, perhaps even a nest for those who deny the divine. However, places of worship such as shrines and temples are not the only source of faith. Shinto and Buddhist altars count as well. I think even a single Chiso statue on the roadside would suffice. In short, what matters is that a place is regularly charged with faith. Its form and religion are secondary. The Scarlet Devil Mansion is home to a group, a family loyal to a devil called Remelia, and devils are highly spiritual beings. As such, though somewhat weak, that family's faith lingers in the place where they live. As for the Scarlet Devil Tower, they all awaited their mistress's return. Such dedication is typical of faith in Western lands. The current Scarlet Devil Tower is a pinnacle of devotion and practice imbued with hope from other parallel worlds. Thus, this place satisfies the requirements of housing faith. So, keep this in mind the next time you explore a new place. But what should I pay attention to? Well, I don't know why spirit points gather in your body. There is a chance that you may be obstructed from using them. For example, someone could separate you from a source of faith or take away your journal. The mastermind behind the Lost Word incident may target such a vulnerability. It's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, I'll be careful. Oh, look at the time. It's been nice conversing with you, but you should get back to your companions. It looks like someone is about to nudge everyone onward. Come now, off you go. See you later. May Remo and the others protect you, and may you protect them. The most important thing for you to do now is to keep moving forward. To floor 50! Yin and Yang. Have you ever heard about the philosophy of Yin and Yang? No, I haven't. You, the one who has the orb symbol, the symbol everywhere on you. I've told you about it many times before, though. What in the world's going on? They started the moment we arrived on this floor, so this time we don't even get to take a breather. Nuh-uh, I'm gonna steer clear this time. Yeah, looks like a hassle. I'd rather stay out of it too. I don't know what's going on, but it may be better to let sleeping dogs lie. It is best not to interfere and just wait it out. You may be right. Hey, you could lend me a hand, you know. I'm talking to all of you. Doesn't look like escape is an option. The concept of yin and yang is quite easy. The world is made up of yin and yang. That's it. Simple, right? Yeah, that is simple. There's no way her lecture is going to end this quickly. Contrary to popular belief, the philosophy is not about yin being evil and yang being good, or vice versa. See? Told you so. Rather, all things exist only when these conflicting forces are present. The harmony between them is the core of creation. I get some of the logic, but it's so abstract that I can't wrap my head around it. In that case, let me use you as an example to make it easier. What? Me? Codependency lies at the heart of yin and yang. Everything is born of this relationship. You, Marisa, tend to get motivated when Reimu is by your side, and you, in turn, inspire her. Oh, true. There are always exciting things happening around Reimu. I don't feel particularly inspired, though. There's nothing I can do if you don't want to admit it. But when you go off to resolve an incident, you feel extra incentive when Marisa is with you, correct? Do I? I've never thought about it like that. Forget it then. Yin and yang are intertwined, which means that the balance between them must be maintained. If one gets weaker, so does the other. Likewise, when one gets stronger, the other does as well. In addition, they act in opposition to each other. It's as if they are on a scale. When one goes up, the other goes down. And they circle it. When yin exceeds its limit, it overflows and changes into yang, and vice versa. Is that so? Now this piques my interest. I feel like I have experienced a similar sort of phenomenon somewhere. Could this be related to the parallel presences or whatever? Like the Scarlet Marisa? That's it. That's what I was thinking of. But what does this all mean? I feel like it's something super important. Delving into this too much may not be wise, since it's just a theory. All I can offer now is some speculation. Differences between each of us and our parallel presences may relate to the concepts of yin and yang I just explained. But it is probably associated with other factors as well. I see. But can yin and yang be controlled so easily? What does this all say about the perp behind the LostWord incident? No, it's just as Yukari said, yin and yang are tied to the nature of all things. Which means you can influence them quite a lot. Granted, I'm not sure if it's possible to alter the nature they are bound to. But if you knew how, you might be able to use them as a lever to manipulate things more than normally possible. An astute conjecture, Marisa. That's very close to my hypothesis. Oh, you've got good intuition for this kind of stuff, Marisa. I'm impressed. It's not intuition. Regular use of magic has made me accustomed to all kinds of speculation. But I'm not like Alice, okay? My focus is solely on battles. so I think mostly for the sake of increasing my firepower. Everything comes in handy when you use it right. It's good to know that even you have your uses. Hey, watch it! Now, let's get back on track here. It's possible that yin and yang are tied to this incident. They seem to be one aspect of it at least. And now that you are aware of this, you should know one more thing about yin and yang. Namely, how they mix. Yin inside yin, yang inside yin, yin inside yang, and yang inside yang. They have a sort of layered structure. One aspect includes the other, and may also include denser aspects of the same type. You may find a drop of good within evil, but another thing may be so wicked there's nary a trace of anything else. At a glance, something may appear completely black, but if you look closer, you may see hints of grey or other colors. Everything has stages and layers, and how you see and interpret something changes depending on your perspective. At first glance, your bullets won't seem like either yin or yang as well, but try giving them a closer look. You'll see that in yin bullets, there's also yang, and in yang bullets, there's yin, though there are exceptions. Oh hey, more game mechanics. We keep coming back to those. I've never thought of that. I see. My bullets are kind of like that. This is actually pretty useful. I shall take it into account the next time I prepare a strategy for a battle. It's also important for knowing your own weaknesses. Personally, I'm more curious about those exceptions. It can also be applied to things other than battles, right? There's always yang and yin. There's always yin and yang. Li Huan, remember it well. There's always hope and despair, and in hope there's always despair. Yes, that may be true. Every cloud has a silver lining. Under no circumstances should you forget it. The journal. Hey, how's it going? Why is Mr. Inosuke here? What's Koren doing here? I never thought I would see you so far from Koren, though. You don't really seem like the type who gets out much. How can you say that? I regularly go to Muensuka, and I even visit your shrine sometimes, don't I? How would you manage to escape that cluttered shop of yours? There's barely even a place to stand in there. I know you're joking, but that's the very definition of the pot calling the kettle black. I don't mind the odd excursion if there's a chance of acquiring something rare. Oh, the person from Korean though is here. Hello. Thank you for the other day. Ah, yes, the maid of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Hello. The owner of Koren though. Hello, fancy seeing you here. You're the girl from the Netherworld. Hello to you too. You're the one from the dubious second-hand shop in the forest. The man from the fancy shop? Haven't ever paid much attention to the presentation and reputation of my store, but maybe I should start. You're the girl I shoveled. Rest in peace, Yomo. The owner of the second-hand shop, Mr. Inosuke. Yes, that's right. Hello, Li Huan. Aren't you glad at least someone remembered your name, Mr. Inosuke? You sure climbed the tower pretty quickly, just to pick up some items. You must have rushed, since you overtook us and were waiting for us here. No, I climbed up at an average pace. You all have just been taking too many detours. What? Ah, so you were completely oblivious then. We have taken a few long breaks, so I knew we weren't going to set any records, but I didn't realize we were that slow. I'm not surprised. I sensed countless presences overtaking us. I also kind of had that impression. Ah. Well, hurrying is not always the best option. Haste makes waste, as they say. In fact, I think it's a good thing that you all took this climb at your own pace. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Information is the key to victory. Do you not agree, proprietor of Corindo? Yukari, I see that you still keep showing up when least expected. Never mind that. What business do you have in this playground I prepared for the girls? It better be important. Whoa, please don't threaten me so casually like that. Don't worry, I'm not going to interfere with any battles of bullets. Oh, so why are you here then? Don't think that I just came here on a whim. I have my reasons. My ability to read the memories of tools is quite something, if I do say so myself. I came to the realization that if there is some information that only I can get, it might be able to sell it as a commodity. But if you are the only one privy to that information, you are the only one who would know what it's worth. Not exactly. I can just share a portion of the information for free. Then I can disclose the rest for a fee. Oh, clever. But I doubt that will sell. Yeah, Corin isn't great at talking up a sale, even with his usual items. Really? I heard that information brokering was big money in the outside world. This is Gensokyo. We do things our way. Don't worry. I'm sure I would be a regular customer. To tell the truth, I'm not all that interested in selling. I think I'd rather have the information just to collect it. In fact, fundamentally, all collections may just be a consolidation of knowledge that has been gathered together. Yeah, you never like selling your stuff. You just gather it all. This is the case for tools, be they artifacts, the latest models from the outside world, or even imports from the moon. Each item has its own color, a sound when tapped, a texture, a weight, and stories regarding its history and origin. Each of these and more can be learned and experienced. This is information. We all live by taking in information. So that is why you keep on hoarding things and hardly let anything go. It just keeps going on and on. Wait, does this mean that my journal could be a rare piece of information for you, Mr. Inosuke? I have been curious about it for a while now. Do you mind if I touch it? Please wait a moment. I have to be touching it at the same time. There. It doesn't open unless the owner is touching it. I'm curious how such a lock could work, but let's save that for later. Well, this is intriguing. However, it seems that there's a lot of information. I'll have to examine it for quite a while. You're welcome to, but we have to get moving soon. In that case, I'll travel with you to the next open floor. Nice work, Li Huan. Mr. Inosuke finally stopped talking. For the moment at least. He will keep talking on the next 10th. The Journal, Part 2. Wow, this is interesting. Oh, that's right, Mr. Inosuke's here. Did you pick up anything from my journal? Yes, I did, though I wasn't able to read everything in such a short time. I'm sure I'll be able to pick up everything there is to learn in the not too distant future, if I can take a few more looks at it. Oh, nice one, Corin. Was honestly pretty worried you would fail. Didn't you just say that you forgot I was here? No, you actually did really good. I would have asked for your help sooner if I knew this was going to work so well. So, what did you learn? I really want to know. Me too. What did you find, owner of Corin, though? My master and the princess were also interested in Li Huan's journal, so please tell me too. Oh yes, Lady Ramilia was very curious about that journal, and I'd also like to know more about it. So you all want to know, do you? Yeah, I can understand why. I'll cut straight to the chase. I was able to read the memories this journal holds as a tool. Go on. Go on. But I was unable to decipher them. Everyone, disperse, step back from Mr. Inosuke. We're crowding around him, hanging on his every word like he's got some kind of superpower or something. Yeah, we wasted so much time on the dribble. We should have just had a cup of tea or something. I don't really understand, but this means he failed, right? I don't understand either. But it certainly seems like he failed. I was actually looking forward to hearing about the journal. This bodes ill for our journey ahead. Reimu, have you got any salt? I do. Here you go. Take this, Corin! Hey! Stop that! Throwing salt's no laughing matter. Everyone, this is a misunderstanding. Let me explain. No way. Cut it out. There's so much salt on me. It's like I've been snowed upon. I wouldn't be here anymore if I was a vengeful spirit or a slug. Sorry, I went a little overboard, but that was pretty fun. It was like you were having a snowball fight. Just please hear me out, okay? It's not like I failed to read the memories of the tool. Then what did you fail at then? No, I didn't fail. Everything went as expected. I read some of the memories that the journal holds. It's just... To put it bluntly, those memories were written in a form that I am unfamiliar with. A form like in a language from a far-off country. The form might be something that cannot be described with words, like a picture or photo of an unfamiliar landscape. I think it's similar to both of those things. I read the memories as an image, but I couldn't comprehend the meaning. That's why I said that I was able to read it, but unable to decipher it, so I still don't know the journal's name or utility. Isn't that just a long-winded way of saying that you failed? What? Do we have to start throwing salt again? No, 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 no. That's not it. This is normal. It happens all the time. What do you mean? Be brief, alright? For example, take tools that are distant culturally. In other words, an ancient tool or one from a far-off land. The memories of these kinds of tools are extremely hard to decipher, just like a foreign language or a picture. They are a type of code. Thus, they can also be deciphered like a code. You look for a pattern, compare it with other data, and then repeat. So I take it that's what you will be doing from now on. Yes, that's right. The process doesn't usually take that long for a slightly dated tool or a tool from the outside. But your journal may have come from a culture far, far away from Gensokyo. That would explain why it's so difficult. What? Does that mean Li Huan came from a country really far away? No, there's no way, right? I can't explain it, but Li Huan is... Yes, she doesn't feel like a foreigner. She looks and speaks in a way pretty similar to us and the humans of the village. It's clear that Li Huan is not from a place so far away as Lady Remelia and the young mistress, or even Mei Ling. I never feel out of place in the village. Miss Li Huan is, without a doubt, a living human being, so she isn't connected to the netherworld or hell. Li Huan isn't a Lunarian either. If she was, there would have been some sort of action taken against her. We don't have enough information to draw any conclusions about that. I only learned about Li Huan's journal. I wonder where I got it. If I keep inspecting it like I've just done, and I manage to decipher the memories, I'm sure we'll eventually find out. So there's no need to worry. Thank you, I really appreciate your help. You don't need to thank him. This is just Corin's hobby. He's doing it cause he enjoys it. Yes, Marisa has the right of it. I'd never let it go if I missed this opportunity to study something so intriguing. Oh, it looks like you've all finished your conversation. That's good. I also wish to make a request of you, owner of Corindo. Once you have deciphered the journal's memories, I will buy that information from you. I've just thought up a fantastic plan. I've got a bad feeling about this. More bad feelings on the next floor. Ascent of the Ice Fairy and Tengu. We finally caught up. It's going to get noisy again, isn't it? Wow, you've still got a ways to go, Miss Rainbow and Marisa. I caught up without even really having to hurry. But now I can get some good material for my special on the Scarlet Tower. Please let me interview you all, okay? Did you climb up the tower all this way by yourself, Miss Aya? Yes, of course! I'm the fastest in all Gensokyo, after all. What are you talking about? I'm the fastest. No way, it's gotta be me. I'm not sure what kind of speed we are talking about. I think I'm the fastest if we are talking just general speed. You know speed is distance over time, right? So it must be me. Huh? Huh. Huh. Honestly, I couldn't care less. Fastest? Isn't that just a part of being the strongest? Then of course it's me. No two ways about it. This is 1,000 times better than having some pointless debate. It's decided Geno's the strongest and the fastest. Aha! Did you also fight your way up from the bottom, Miss Geno? Along with Miss Aya? Of course I did. Is there any other way to climb this tower thing? Wow, that's incredible. We struggled every step of the way here, even with Miss Li Huan's ability. I wasn't going at full speed, but I was still shocked that Geno was able to keep up until the end. Geno really is formidable, isn't she? There sure is an awful lot of mystery surrounding fairies. They are such strange beings. Geno's particularly tenacious, though. That's a big difference from Corin, who had to sneak all the way up here. Thanks for the compliments, but I'm not sure it's enough. You can praise me some more if you want. Way to go, Miss Geno. You're the best. Leaving that aside, why did you both climb the tower? You weren't ordered here like I was by my mistress, were you? What? Ordered? No. I'm just here to get a story for my Bunbun Mauro newspaper. I can't miss this perfect chance to get a scoop, right? Yeah. Yes, I figured that was your reason. It's the same as always. I was more curious about the fairy off the lake. Me? I'm a fairy, so there's no way I'd bother serving under someone. It sounds like such a pain. What does that say about our fairy mates then? We don't meddle in others' business or hold grudges. That's the stuff you strange humans and yokai do. Now I'm even more confused why you would climb the tower. The only other reason I can think of is for your friends, maybe. You have a lot of fairy friends, don't you? You mean Dai and the others? Yeah, they are my friends. If I find something cool, I'll bring it back for them as a gift. I get it. So you're burning with a determination to climb the tower for your friends. You're on fire, even though you're cold. No, Miss Sane. You've got to be more perceptive than that. You underestimate Miss Geno, the Queen of Fairies. What? Miss Aya? Does that mean you already know? Why, of course. Who do you think I am? I interviewed her on the way here. Go on, Miss Geno, tell them. Please tell everyone why you came to the Scarlet Tower. Because it's the highest place there is. Such a simple reason. Yes, these are just the expressions I was hoping for. This will make a great photo. Highest place in this world means it's the place where you can see everything. You would be able to look down on gods and even celestials. You would be above the gods, a queen of the entire world. That queen would be the strongest. Since that's me, I'm the only one worthy of sitting atop this tower. Yeah, sure, whatever you say. Let's get back to climbing. This was all just a waste of time again. I once heard a famous mountaineer was asked why he wanted to climb a mountain. His answer, because it's there. Were Miss Geno's words spoken with the same conviction? Yeah. I need to investigate more. Oh, I almost forgot. The Miss Yukari from our world sent you all a package. Huh? Package from Yukari? That doesn't sound good. There's no need to worry. She sent this because the explanation would take more than just a day. Look inside. Wow, these are... It's full of fresh clothes. There's one maid uniform, a second, and even two more. One green vest and another green vest. They also have the faint scent of insect repellent. I got some too. Yukari must have packed them for me. There's also a letter from cousin and some mandarins. Oh, there are also some fresh clothes for me. Kosotsu selected them. Thanks, Kosotsu. These are like care packages sent from home. Not that I've ever gotten one. There's a small plushie in mine. Lady Kanako, Lady Subako, I'm doing good. Hasn't been a single day when I haven't been happy. Thank goodness, I was just thinking that I'd need to change clothes soon. It's also a relief that I'm restocked on medicine. Oh, these clothes. Ah yeah, I'm going to go change. Sure, so just keep on talking without me. Ah yeah. Someone's excited. By the way, everyone, don't you think you own too many of the same clothes? I don't want to hear that from you. Besides, they may all look the same to you, but they're all slightly different. Yeah, my tastes have never changed, so they are similar. I don't deny that, but each set of clothes is different. Sometimes they are blue, sometimes they have a big M on them. Really? Would you mind if I wrote an article on this? Don't you dare! I'm back! What do you think? Wow, that's pretty cute. Wait, you changed fast. Welcome, newer raisin. Don't tell me you're actually the fastest in Gensokyo. Please stop, it's embarrassing. Yes, well, we'll be traveling with you from now on, okay? You've got nothing to fear with me here. This trip's going to be even more fun now. Now I can brew iced tea whenever I want. You truly are a great help. What? What? Any news is good news. Dear Li Huan, I'm writing this letter to you from the village. I heard that you had gone somewhere far away with Miss Ramo and Miss Marisa. Miss Yukari was the one who told me. She said you'd gone far away but will be back soon, even though it will feel like a long time for you, or something. I don't really understand what Miss Yukari meant, but it sounds like the opposite of the Urashima Taro story. Well, this isn't the first time that Miss Ramo and the others have flown off somewhere, yelling, "It's an incident!" So these irregular occurrences are kind of normal. I suppose it's similar to a festival. Incidents are like festivals, you say? That's a good comparison, and I don't think you are wrong. Not that I know all that much about incidents. If it's the same as a festival, I would have liked to go along with them. You're only thinking of festivals as things where you enjoy the performances and have fun at all the stalls. Setting up a festival and cleaning afterward takes work. People even die in the celebrations at some festivals. You're talking about festivals in the outside world, right? Do you really think Li Huan's life is in danger? No, I don't think it's that bad. But you wouldn't like to work until you're covered in sweat day after day, would you? No, I wouldn't. Good. Then settle with sending Li Huan some fresh clothes. I'm sure some of yours would be a perfect fit. That's a great idea. But I don't have that many to spare. Don't you have at least one set you could lend her too, Akio? The fabric of the Hieda family's clothes is of such high quality that she might feel uncomfortable wearing them. You're just trying to brag? I have good news, Li Huan. It seems Akio will be lending you lots and lots of clothes. Okay, stop that. I have some spare yukata. I'll go get them now. You look like a newspaper reporter when you walk around while writing a letter like that. They were made for the Hieda family, so they'll be the highest quality yukata you can get in the village. Boo! Hello. Your timing couldn't be better, Miss Kogasa, Miss Sekibanki. But please stop licking me like that. Be surprised! Come on! Why aren't you surprised? Hello, Kosotsu. Please call me Oseki or Miss Seki in public, okay? Oh, oops, I forgot. Sorry, Miss Oseki. You can call me Ogasa or Koga if you want. Do you not have any babysitting work today, Miss Kogasa? You didn't even bat an eye. Don't tell me you were fired for failing to do your job. Don't worry, Susanan should be able to hire one more part-timer. Your kindness pierces me like needles, even though I'm also a blacksmith. And besides, I wasn't fired. I just have a day off. I don't remember the babysitting. But what is that? What story is that referencing? Was that in any of the manga? I don't remember. Also, I haven't been failing at my job. Though the children do always laugh when I try to surprise them. Hey Kosotsu, speaking of getting fired, it was probably me who got the axe, not Kogasa. Get it? Oh, you're right. Hey, stop ignoring me. Here's one of my spare capes. I'm sure Li Huan will like it. Capes can warm you up in the cold and can also protect you from the sun when it's really bright out. They're really useful. Knife brought, a sturdy bamboo and oiled paper umbrella. You can never have enough of umbrellas. And I'll also send a selection of hair clips I made. I'm sure she'll appreciate them. Thank you. I'll make sure everything gets to Li Huan. Your friends in the village are all helping to put together this package for you, Li Huan. Oh, it's the rental bookshop girl. Thanks for always buying your dango from us. Hey Kosotsu, how are you going? Is business good? Oh hello, I'm not actually working today. I'm preparing a package for Li Huan. That sounds fun. Yeah, of course you can't send dango. They'll go bad, won't they? I kind of expected this. I wasn't so foolish. Look, I flattened my dango out and baked them. Wow, they're rice crackers. These will keep for a while, so you can definitely send them. What? It's not fair that only Ringo's gifts are sent. Let me eat some. They're actually good. I was very particular with the sauce. You see, I used the Yamanba's special tamari sauce, soy sauce. I've gotten even better. I can't get left behind. I actually brought something else other than dango. Let me try one. Okay. Wow, these deep fried rice crackers are great. They've got a fun texture. And they are so easy to eat. These would be great as a snack when you're tired. You can't stop eating them even if you wanted to. Thank goodness. Send them for me, okay? I think I'll send a change of shoes, though they are apparently cheap knockoffs. I'll give her some dried sweet potato. It's precious food, but I can spare a little. I wonder what Li Huan will look like with all this on her. No, maybe she'll actually look pretty cool. I'd like to see what all this together does look like, yes. It looks like you've managed to collect a fair bit of food. My tummy won't stop rumbling if I stay any longer, so see you. Everyone really cares for you, Li Huan. They are all wishing you the best. Kozutu, here's the yukata. There's also this, but please don't write about it in the letter. Ay. Hello, Miss Kozutu and Miss Akyu. What is it? What is that package? Oh, I see. It's from Miss Li Huan, is it? Ah, you also have your human village outfit. Alright, Symposium. That's a likely place to have babysitting in it. What else would be talking about Kogaza, I guess? Hello, Miss Aya. Yes, that was a good guess. You are absolutely right. I was just thinking about going to see Miss Li Huan for an interview. I'll carry that package for you. Consider it a thank you for stocking my newspaper at your shop. That's great, Kozutu. Alright, I'll put this in there, okay? What is it, Li Huan? Chris Q's new book is in here along with Kozutu's letter. Maybe it's one of her favorites. All of Agatha Chris Q's novels are amazing after all. She probably thought you might like to read it during breaks. Yeah, I guess I'll have a read then. Oh, this is really good. And finally, floor 100. '100th floor celebration. This is the 100th floor. Congratulations! Yay! We did it. What's there to celebrate? What? You know, the thing. Yeah, what she said. No, I guess there really isn't anything to celebrate, is there? Yep, not a thing. But that's kind of a letdown, isn't it? Letdown down. How about we look back on the journey so far? What a great idea, but I only know parts of what happened. I think it's a good idea too, but I'm in the same boat as Sunai. Wait, what are we looking back on? The only one who knows everything that has happened so far is Miss Li Huan, right? But by no means has this journey been short. It would be a lot of work to review. Why are you guys thinking so hard about this? Can't you just read that journal thing? Oh right, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Nice one, Shannon. Wow. Alright then. Let's open up Li Huan's journal and give commentary together. All of a sudden, a giant meteor came hurling towards the human village. Its name was Seal Crystal. But it was blown to bits thanks to Marisa Kirisame's Master Spark, and the village was saved. Thank you, Marisa. Keep it up, Marisa. Thus, the fragments of the Seal Crystal fell across Gensokyo, and our story begins. That's how it went down, right? No, that's not what happened at all. You better take this more seriously. You really try to act like the big sister when Li Huan's around, don't you? Of course, the Hakure Shrine Maiden is the last bastion of hope for all humans. I think you mean the Kirisame Magic Shop. I am much more approachable for anyone who actually needs help. Settle down, you two. Let's continue with the recap. When you carried Giacomo and sealed the Seal Crystal, someone popped out and awoke in the forest. Yes, it was the Seal Crystal girl, Li Huan. Don't give her weird nicknames. My apologies. You're right. She deserves a cuter name like Seal Crystal Princess. That's not what I meant. Besides, you weren't even there, so how do you know what happened? Oh, but I was there. I saw everything. Because I just happened to be fishing at the swamp deep in the forest. Fishing? Wait, don't tell me you went fishing in your maid uniform. And why in a swamp all over places? That's correct. While wearing my maid uniform, I went fishing in the forest swamp in search of the legendary giant eel. I know you're lying, but picturing you in those clothes with a fish basket and rod in hand kinda makes me wanna believe it. This sounds like a scoop. Could you tell me in more detail? We've gone way off track. After that, Miss Ramo and Miss Marisa took Miss Li Huan to Hakure Shrine. I believe you tried to return Miss Li Huan to the outside world, but it didn't work. Thinking about it now, isn't this really bad? The Hakure Shrine Maiden is the one who is meant to sort out these kinds of problems. Oh no, sorry, I'm not trying to blame you, Miss Ramo. I'm just speaking the truth. If Miss Ramo had just done her job properly, Miss Li Huan could already be back in her own world. Peacefully lying about on her own bed, in her own house, eating dried sweet potato or something. Sorry, you're absolutely right. What is this recap? I'm only joking. I understand that Miss Li Huan is different from the usual outsiders. I can't tell if you're good at jokes or not. Next, we went to that Gensokyo Island, or I guess it would be more accurate to say We found ourselves there. The seal crystals sucked us up and took us there. Miss Yukari called it a parallel world, but who knows if that's true. I just know I got really excited about wearing a school uniform and visiting that school-like shrine. Can you believe that I haven't been to school ever since I came to Gensokyo? Lady Kaneko and Lady Suvako said they don't mind if I'm mischievous, but they want me to be a good and honest girl. But at this rate, I'll get left behind by all the kids in the outside world. No, even by the children at the human village school. They'll say, wow, look at Sanae. She doesn't rely on common sense or studying. That's why I regularly visit Suzunan to see if they have any new textbooks in stock from my school in the outside world. That sounds kind of rough. But it's got nothing to do with what we were talking about. Then you went to another world where the Scarlet Devil Mansion turned into a tower for some reason, right? I heard it secondhand, so I'm not sure about the details. But it's not surprising, considering it's the Scarlet Devil Mansion. It probably exploded or something, right? Then no one knew how to fix it, and everything just went downhill from there. No, I'm joking. It's a joke. There's no way that's true. It's not like this is some sort of fantasy novel. Aha. Please say something. Please. That's pretty much exactly what happened. Honestly, as a dweller of the Scarlet Devil Mansion, I could definitely see it playing out like that. Oh, no. Don't you comment on this. That'll just make it more confusing. Yeah, so to sum it up, a lot's happened. Remember when the black water came flying out of the underworld? We went to the moon, fought that scary sagacious spirit and the weird hell goddess, and there were those ability cards. The urban legends and perfect possession were also popular for a time. I'm still a little traumatized by them. Oh yes, didn't animal spirits also appear in Gensokyo? That did happen, right? There was also that time when Miss Cherno got a tan. I got such a great photo then. Oh, that. There were lots of doors and I thought someone sitting in a chair. No. Was she sitting? I know she was strong. People that sit are strong. At that time, there was a completely different event going on at the Scarlet Devil Mansion. You know that all of that happened before Li Huan came here, right? You're going back too far. Oh yeah, you're right. I sometimes get everything mixed up. To give a correct recap, we went to various parallel worlds, or alternate universes, as some people call them. Then, after we finished exploring them, we took up Yukari's suggestion and started holding regular events. Yes, she said the events were like cheap, mass-produced versions of festivals. And making Gensokyo festive in short bursts gives the gods, yokai and strong humans chances to hone their bullet skills. Or something along those lines. Precisely. You scared me half to death. The other half. You always just show up out of nowhere. Yeah. No matter how many times this happens, I'll never get used to it. Short rotations between festivals and everyday life. will give an element of festivity to not only Gensokyo, but the whole world. This propagated to parallel worlds and gave rise to the Scarlet Tower, which will allow us to have a decisive battle. I'm sure our efforts will also affect other parallel worlds in some way. Maybe not all, but certainly a few. This is all according to the great yokai Yukari Giacomo's plan. It's completely foolproof. You're acting even more suspicious than usual. I bet you telling us this is also a part of your plan, am I right? Maybe, maybe not. We had to wear all those different clothes on one after the other. I'm not saying it wasn't fun, but it was also a lot of work. You better not tell me that was all for nothing. How could you doubt me, Reimu, with this cunning plan that you couldn't even dream of? I'll send a challenge directly in the face of whoever is behind this LostWord incident. Wow, that's pretty cool. Even if it is just bravado, if the mood takes me, I might even join in. I'm not going to go back out after coming this far. Master, the princess, Tewi, and me most of all, want this incident resolved. I'm always there when a scoop is afoot. I'll be with you to the end, so I can get an interview, of course. I don't really get what's going on. There's one thing I can say for sure. The strongest never gives up. I couldn't hope for a better opportunity to test my skills. It's time to show the results of my training. This is my chance to become a first-rate incident resolver. I'll make you proud, Lady Kaneko, Lady Suvako. All of the credit will go to the Scarlet Syndicate. I'm willing to do whatever it takes for the glory of my mistress. It looks like none of you lack motivation. The festivals will continue for a while longer. Which means there will also be plenty more opportunities for you to wear cute costumes. Do you understand, Reimu? I think we just have to accept it. Fine. I'll play my part. That's what you want, right? Wonderful. I'll make sure to inform that eccentric shop owner, okay? There's one way to end the day. So look forward to more Touhou LostWord, with more silly outfits, silly events, silly lost words, silly Hifuu club activities, and silly explanations, yes. I don't think things will end anytime soon. The next event is already ongoing, so we will be streaming this game soon again. To meet some new faces and old. Until then, thank you for watching today. Goodbye. Arg.